what I get at a loss for words sometimes. I've been so hoping. I've been so hoping they wouldn't Luke Skywalker Captain Picard, but in my gut I figured they would. And here's some further indication, maybe proof even, that they're still continuing down this path of just doing everything they can to ruin Star Trek. Hello everyone, I am MechaRandom 42, your favorite YouTube harpy. We've had so much sad news today with Star Trek. We had a little bit of good news that we're not getting a fourth Kelvin movie. But what does it matter when we're just getting the Kelvin universe kind of shoehorned into the Prime and having them cross over into this Kelvin Discovery sort of circle jerk of disgusting blah Trek that doesn't work and doesn't mesh and doesn't make sense and has no chemistry together. And Star Trek Picard show to deal with the event that radically altered the galaxy. TNG guest stars a possibility. Not nice. I mean, since this was announced last August, the new CBS all-access Star Trek show featuring Sir Patrick Stewart returning to the role of Jean Luc Picard has been a bit of a mystery, but some new details on the show have now been revealed. Picard show to deal with the destruction of Romulus. Hollywood Reporter has posted more from their interview with Star Trek executive producer Alex Kurtzman, this time focusing on what he had to say about the Picard series. In it, Kurtzman reveals a key point about the setting of the show and how it relates to other Trek productions. Picard's life was radically altered by the destruction of the Romulan Empire. Kurtzman is referring to an event in the 2009 Star Trek film, which he co-wrote. Yep, he sure did, and it was terrible, wasn't it? Yes, it was. The film was established that in the year 2387, the planet Romulus was destroyed by a supernova, despite Romulus being we can just detect now on Earth if a star is going to go supernova. The Romulans are people who use the power of black holes to fly their starships. We can detect them now on Earth. On Earth, where we have songs called My Humps. And we have songs called Ass. And on Earth, when we have people like Alex Kurtzman who write movies and TV, we can detect them now. So I have notes. To put simply, when a star runs out of fuel, if it's big enough, it rapidly collapses and rebounds into a massive explosion called a supernova. The science behind this is well understood today, and the signs of this happening would easily be detectable by a race of aliens whose technology is so advanced they harness black holes for power. And also, don't the Romulans have colonies? Ships out there? Oh. Why the hell would their empire collapse? Because they lost their planet. And weren't they working to kind of rebuild it anyway because the Senate had been destroyed in Nemesis? What does this mean? Why am I so upset? This means that we're trying our hardest to justify bad science and bad Star Trek and make that the foundation. This is what we're building the Picard series on. A plot hole from the 2009 movie that was big enough to fly a starship through. We're trying to base an entire series with a beloved character. Normies love Captain Picard, okay? People who are casual Star Trek fans. That's why they're bringing in Picard. They did this with Star Wars. If you guys are also Star Wars fans, they did this when they were parading out Luke Skywalker on their Last Jedi stuff, only to have him drink milk from a giant sea creature right from the tit, and then kill him in the most disgraceful way possible, dividing any casual and normal Star Wars fans to still be complaining about it a year after the movie happened. And they're getting ready to do the same thing with Picard. And I've been saying this for months, that they're going to Luke Skywalker, Captain Picard. And you know why? Because it brings in the normie people. It brings in the people who just want to see Captain Picard again. It brings in your casual Trek people. Only your diehard Trekkers are going to, and Trekkies, are going to go in to CBS All Access, pay them money to see a ship that they don't know, with a bunch of characters they don't know, in a timeline that's whatever, with a bunch of Klingons that don't look like Klingons. Your average casual Star Trek fan is not going to pay that kind of money. They might for Picard, though. They might for a sequel to Next Generation. Next Generation is... It transcends fan, everybody knows Next Generation. My mother knows Next Generation. Casual normie fans know Picard. Just like Captain Kirk and Spock. This is why they're bringing in the big guns. This is why they're bringing in the big names. Just to justify his shitty writing. This is the same type of writing that brings us sonar in space. There's an episode in Discovery, episode 9. They fly in. They're like, hey, we detected this Klingon ship that we have to go and figure out how to detect. Let's try to bounce sonar off this alien tower so we can detect them in space with sonar, because sound works in space in this universe. Jean-Luc Picard has had a long history with the Romulans. Yes, he has. Throughout Star Trek The Next Generation, the Romulans were one of the primary antagonists for the show, with Picard and crew going up against them more often than the Borg. Picard was involved in Spock's failed secret peace attempt to reunify the Romulans and Vulcans in TNG Reunification, and his final outing in Nemesis, where he faced off with his own clone, who had taken over the Romulan Empire. That film ended with Picard forming a friendship with Romulan Commander Denatra, indicating a potential thawing of relations. While not considered official canon, the Star Trek Countdown comic prequel to the 2009 Star Trek film also showed Picard involved with Romulan politics. That comic features a story co-written by Kurtzman and could end up being official canon through this new series. Kurtzman's a bad writer. Kurtzman, bad. I want to hit him with a rolled up newspaper on the nose every time he writes something. Bad. The Picard series is expected to take place 20 years after the events of Star Trek Nemesis, which would set in the year 2399, or 12 years after the destruction of Romulus. Apparently, during those years, the destruction of Romulus led to the dissolution of Romulan Empire. It's not hard to imagine how Picard may have been more involved with Romulan politics in the years leading up to the destruction of Romulus, and how it would radically alter his life. Yes, and a good writer could pull this off. We don't have good writers. We have Alex fucking Kurtzman, who starts every sentence with the word and writes stuff like sonar in space and a space-faring technology, or a space-traveling alien society wouldn't be able to detect their own star-going supernova. And yeah, I heard that they retconned it to us like a nearby star. So what, they didn't have a telescope? Like I said, we can detect stars going supernova from here, with people like Alex Kurtzman on our planet. So... and this is plausible if we had good writers. This might not be terrible, but this is what gets me. This next section, Stewart wants the unexpected. Kurtzman also talked about the efforts to talk Stewart into doing the series, including how he and his team, including Pulitzer Prize winning author Michael Chabon, prepped their first pitch meeting with the legendary actor. Kurtzman revealed, I turned in a 34-page document with no way to shorten it. You could have taken out every time you said the word "and," then it would have been like 3 pages. We were going on all in. We were going all in, and he was going to read it or not read it, love it or hate it. It was our best. See this is a direct quote. I shouldn't be stumbling over what you're saying. It was our best attempt at trying to get him to say yes. He walked into the room and had a huge smile on his face and said, "This is wonderful." Patrick Stewart's a great actor. He's not a creator of Star Trek. Didn't he also want the Doom buggies and, what was it, Nemesis, Insurrection? It was one of the bad ones. It was one of the not good ones. Those like sand dune buggy things. No, bad. No. But Stewart had important stipulations about how the show would go forward, as Kurtzman tells THR. He threw down an amazing gauntlet and said, if we do this, I want it to be so different. I want it to be both what people remember, but also not what they're expecting at all, or otherwise why do it? Because when Star Wars did that, to subvert our expectations, it divided the fandom, and it cost Disney to have its first Star Wars flop called Solo, a Star Wars story. That's why you don't do that, okay? Because it's a bad idea to divide the fandom. It's a bad idea to destroy beloved characters. I'll give you a pass. You know, you're old, you're an icon, I love you, I'll give you a pass. And that is if this is what Patrick Stewart said at all. Because remember, this is Kurtzman quoting Patrick Stewart. TNG guest stars? Another key question about the Picard series, regulars, other characters. So far, no casting beyond Stewart has been announced. During the fall, a number of Stewart's Star Trek The Next Generation co-stars had made it clear they had not been contracted and they did not expect to be involved. Speaking to THR, Kurtzman didn't say anything specific on the possibility of TNG actors showing up, but it did offer little hope, saying anything could happen. Oh, will Picard reunite any of the Star Trek Next Generation cast? I hope not. Oh, no. So... Here's the thing. I have been skeptical of this series since I heard it announced. I said they're dangling the carrot in front of our nose to get people on board to pay for CBS All Access. And then they're going to take that money and make whatever the crap they're going to make, destroying whatever beloved characters, because what do they care? They don't care about it. They want the money. They want the contract. They want us talking about it on social media. They want us, they're trolling us. They want to stir shit. They want to cause trouble. They want to cause controversy because it gets them it gets them noticed. Just, look at what happened. People are still talking about The Last Jedi. People are still talking about The Last Jedi. It might have backfired a little bit for Disney, whereas the YouTubers are making more money than Star Wars has. But, you know, that like, they don't think that far ahead with CBS. That is what they want. They want the fandom talking about the stuff. And they don't care how they get us to talk about it. This is why. And every time we've had Picard series news, it has always said the Picard series is going to be a very different Picard than what we've seen. He's going to be very different. He's going to be very, very different. This is going to be a darker Picard. This is not the Picard you knew. This is going to be the Picard from the Discovery universe. It's going to be... We're going to have Klingons that look like giant orcs. Giant pig orcs. And we're going to have... God knows what they're going to do with the Romulans. What are they going to make the Romulans look like? They're going to probably be pink and purple polka dots for all we know, with giant tusks and feathers. They're going to have feathers now because Romulans can't look like Romulans anymore. They certainly don't know they're supposed to look like Vulcans because they're... Oh, no. I'm not happy about this. I'm very, very skeptical. I'm very cautious, and please, if you guys are watching, don't Luke Skywalker, Captain Picard, for the love of a paycheck, for the love of your own ego, for the love of your own fart-sniffing communities. Why? Why do you have to destroy Picard too? What do you guys think? Is this good news? Is this bad news? Are you happy about this? Am I making this as bad? Am I making it out as bad as it seems, or am I reading too much into this? Do you think this is a way they're going to start shoehorning in and replacing the Prime universe with the JJ universe? Like they're slowly. It's like they're trying to. Like they're trying to Back to the Future it, where they go back in time and the people are disappearing on the photo, but that's how it was in their universe where they came from. They're trying to erase the family of Star Trek that we have. Oh, Lord. I'm not happy about this, but tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. I am MechaRandom42. I will see you guys on the next video or live stream, and we are streaming right after the Orville Thursday nights. At least we have the Orville. All hail the Orville. I will see you guys later. Bye! Thanks for watching. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button. And if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye!